Logan is directed by James Mangold, the guy who directed the Wolverine. And this is Hugh Jackman's last portrayal of the character Wolverine. We'll see. I don't trust anybody. Everybody lies to me. Logan is set in 2029 and stars Hugh Jackman as the title character Logan, and he is living alone with Professor X. He's working as a limousine driver and trying to score medication on the side for himself and Professor X. Mutants are irrelevant at this time, and he receives a request to take a young mother and her child to North Dakota. He accepts the job at first, and he quickly learns that this young girl is a mutant, just like himself, and there are some people after her abilities. This movie is a mixture of a comic book movie, a western, and a road trip movie, and I think it is actually really good. It's not a big flashy comic book movie. I'm someone who felt like Wolverine was being held back from the PG-13 X-Men movies because he's a guy who has knives in his hands and he slices and dices people. I mean, come on, give him an R-rated film so you can truly capture his abilities. And this movie does just that. It captures who Wolverine truly is. He is broken down in this movie that he wants nothing to do with mutants. He just wants to live with Professor X, drive his limousine, and be left alone. But you can tell in Logan that things have not gone his way and he is broken down. He has a history, and it's led him to a point where you think Wolverine wouldn't be. He's kind of homeless and he's just living off of his limousine money. And Hugh Jackman's expression just really tells a story of just giving up. I think this is Hugh Jackman's best portrayal of the character ever. He's been in so many X-Men movies. I could never see anybody playing Wolverine just like Hugh Jackman did. There's a lot of emotion in this character. He's very quiet at times, and it's just what we needed for one last hoorah from this character. Someone that's been down a long road and it's just gotten to him. Then you have this young girl in here who plays Lauren. She is a new mutant, and Professor X and Logan are trying to take her somewhere, and I think her silence for a good part of the film really adds to the character. Just like Logan, you could tell behind her eyes that she's seen some things. She's been beaten down, and I think that this young girl did a great job. I think her abilities are terrific. Like I said, this movie is not flashy, and that includes its villains. You have this villainous group that wants to control this young girl and get her abilities. And we're so focused on Logan that I really don't feel the importance of this villainous group. And honestly, the journey to taking this girl somewhere, because they introduce some of the villain characters very scarcely throughout and very poorly. And I'm honestly okay with that because I've enjoyed so much of learning about Logan and what he's been through and the relationship with the young girl. And I honestly did not care much for the villainous group, and the journey to get her there, I didn't feel like it was important. And that might seem like it'd be an issue, but I still found myself really enjoying this film because of the tone of the movie and the characters and the story it told without actually telling the story, if that makes any sense at all. You could just tell that there was a story behind Hugh Jackman's eyes, and he's been beaten down, and I love that so much. The villains weren't developed as much as I think they should have been, but it seemed to focus a lot more on the tone and building the relationship and giving Hugh Jackman a lot of time to celebrate his last portrayal of Wolverine. It might seem like a big nitpick for people, but I think everything else was handled really well that I really did not care about. Everything else that was going on, even though it seemed like it'd be an issue. I thought the writing for Wolverine was great. The relationship was great. It felt like a road trip movie, like a buddy film. That was very depressing. You know, road trips should be fun, but when people are trying to kill you, it's not fun. The movie has a lot of emotions, a lot of great sequences that did not hold back. It's very brutal. It's gory, it's bloody, it's awesome. It's just what this character needed, and you know, I'm glad it's finally here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Logan an A-. Have you guys seen Logan? What did you think about it compared to other X-Men films? I definitely think it's high up there on the list. This is Hugh Jackman's best portrayal of the character. It's very deserving of an R-rated film, and it's finally what he needed. So thank you guys for watching. As always, you guys are the best. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching as always, and you stay classy, YouTube.